Hey guys, it is currently 2:17 in the morning on Wednesday, August 7th, and I'm sitting on the ground, so if I don't hold up my iPad, it's like this at the moment. So I'm going to do my best to hold you this way. Today is another one of those days where sitting and typing in my chair is killing my back and my stomach. When I'm leaning back in the chair, there's no issue at all, but if I'm leaning forward a little bit to type, or sitting up to type, it does hurt, so I've just pushed that off to the side and I'm sitting on the floor now. So at the moment I am working on two things. I'm working on Pittman's Legend King, and progress is slow there, and I'm also doing these task things, and I can't go into a ton of detail on them, but basically they're fake text messages between fictional characters, and that is the other thing that I'm working on right now. With the message thing, I've written over 500 words so far, and with Pittman's Legend, I've written about 120-ish words so far. So, you know, we're getting somewhere, I guess, technically. But I'm also going to be playing the Saboteur. I need to stand up, I need to walk around, and because I slept in, I'm exhausted. So I'm hoping that switching back and forth between these three things will keep my brain awake. I can't eat or drink anything again until 4:47. It is 2:18, so working on it. As yesterday, something. I expect progress to be slow, but that's fine. I'm going to do my best to write for 5 minutes and to game for 10, so that way I'm standing for a longer period of time, and I'm hoping that that helps. But we'll see. I'm going to set timers for it like I usually do when I do the back and forth thing. And we'll go from there, and some of the 5 minutes to writing will go towards Pittman's Legend, and then the next 5 minutes that I do for it will go towards the task thing. But the task thing will be counted towards the stuff and things count for the day, and Pittman's Legend will obviously be counted towards Pittman's Legend count for the day. So I will give you guys an update when I have one to give, but for now I'm just going to slowly start plunking away at words and see what happens. Hey guys, it is 9:39 in the morning and I'm pretty much just filming this and then I'm going to bed. I've already washed my face and brushed my teeth and turned off everything in the living room, so this is pretty much the last thing that I have to do before I go to sleep. Again, I only worked on the task text message thingy and Pittman's Legend King. I put much more time into the task thing than I did Pittman's Legend, both because it's just more important today, and because Pittman's Legend just wasn't going very fast today. But with the task thingy, I put in 3,000 words, and with Pittman's Legend King, I put in 1,054. So when I wake up, the plan is to start with the task thing and Pittman's Legend and switch back and forth between them. And if Pittman's Legend continues to be slow, I will move on from that and move on to the dealer, in which I will switch between the dealer and the task thingy. I have 150 of the tasks to do, of the text message thingies, and so far I have done 60 of them. I don't have to complete all 150, but I desperately want to. So we'll see how that goes when I wake up. And again, then we'll start with the dealer. In between that, if things with Pittman's Legend go very slowly, it's okay if I do not meet the 2,000 word goal for Pittman's Legend today. I have time to make up for that before the end of the month, especially on a day where Jamal is more vocal than he is today, or at least than he has been this morning. So I want to work through the dealer, initiate the boys. I would love to work heavily on JTS, and the bludgeoning of Caitlin MacLeod, books and badges hit lightly, edit Man of Darkness, hit TGV heavily, lightly on Feckenhauer and FTZ, Voice of the Wild Places Z, Fallen Blues, and then I'm back around to Pittman's Legend. So I'm going to see how much writing I can do before my mom gets home, because when Mom gets home I told her that I would watch Nurse Jackie with her again, and that I wouldn't care how many words I got done before then, that I would just watch it, because we have like 2 seasons left at this point, and I desperately want to know everything that happens. So, The sooner we finish it, the less likely I am to get a spoiler for it, because I've Googled the actors a couple of times, so it's only a short amount of time before Google starts suggesting articles to me that will spoil the show, which is always a joyous event. But hopefully I'll wake up at 2:30. When my alarms go off, I do wake up to them generally. Yesterday was just because my dog woke me up early, but she has been outside today, so she actually went out and behaved herself. However, that was 2 hours ago, so I'm hoping that she tides herself over until 2:30 like she always does. I think she was just sick yesterday, as in she got sick. she's not just like constantly sick. But as long as she doesn't randomly wake me up at 12 something, I should wake up at 2:30, and if I wake up at 2:30, I should get to work sometime around 3-ish, give or take, by the time I get the dogs in and out and get food and all that fun stuff. So the hope is that I meet my word goal before my mom gets home, so that way we can watch Nurse Jackie and I don't have to feel guilty. But if I want to make up for the words that I didn't write yesterday, I would need 6,931 words, and altogether for that word count, I am currently sitting at 4,054. So I am close to 3,000 more words needed, give or take. Under that, but close to it. So I'm going to go to sleep. Hopefully I sleep relatively well, hopefully I fall asleep relatively quickly, and hopefully I wake up to my 2:30 alarm without many interruptions in between. But we'll see. And then I will see you guys with an update at some point, you know, with how things have gone, but I'm hoping that things just go well and that I can meet this word goal. Hopefully. But regardless of whether or not I meet it, I will see you guys at some point, hopefully, in the afternoon. Hey guys, it is 5:21, and although I have been awake since 2:30, I have not done anything at all. I've been sitting here the whole time for 3 hours at this point, almost. And I haven't done any writing in any of my books or on the task text message thing. So far, I've just been rereading book 2 of Jamal's series, and that's it. I haven't done anything else, except for eat. So, I'm going to get up here and do bird chores in a few, and then go from there. I think I'm going to call it quits on Jamal's book for the day. I started reading book 2 because book 3 just wasn't going anywhere. So I'm hoping that if I switch books, it will help at least a little bit. But you know, we'll see. But again, the book I'm starting with next is The Dealer. Only expecting like 100 words if I actually do anything in it. And then we'll keep on moving through the other books, but things have just not, they just haven't gone where I wanted them to today, which is fine. If nothing else, at least I managed to wake up at 2:30 and stay awake without taking a nap, because it does mean that my sleep schedule is finally actually normalizing compared to where it has been, since sometimes I still nap in the morning and sometimes I don't go to bed until like 10 or closer to 11 by the time I actually fall asleep. So even if I haven't gotten anything done, the more often that I wake up at 2:30 and manage to stay awake, the closer I am to normalizing my sleep schedule again, which is at least something. But I think my dog just barked outside, so I'm going to go grab her and then do bird chores, and then I will see you guys, hopefully, at some point. Alrighty, it is 1:56 in the morning on August 8th, and since I showed you the dealer stats, I took a break, made food, made coffee, and drank as much of the coffee as I could before I could no longer eat or drink anything for the next 3 hours. Did not get nearly as far into that coffee as I wanted to say the least. But I also did the first round of my skincare stuff for the day, so done with that for now. But outside of that, I have switched back to working on the task text message thingies. So far, I have gotten through 14 of them, and I have only accounted for 10 of them, which is 500 words. There is no word tracker on the thing that I am typing them on, because it's not for me, so it's not on Google Docs. There's only a character counter, but I have individually counted the words on the first 5 of them that I did, and divided up. There was an average of 50 words per prompt by the time I was done. So every one that I do, I'm just counting as 50 words. Some of them were slightly fewer, some of them were slightly more, so in the end it averages out. So that's fun. But it does save me from individually counting every single one of them or individually copying and pasting it back into Google Docs. Because for each one of these tasks, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 slots to write in, so I would have to copy and paste 4 different text boxes into Google Docs per task, and that would just get really old really fast. So by actually counting them out for the first several I did, I've averaged it out to 50, and that's what I'm sticking with. So if I want to get to 150, I need to do several more, and I'm writing down another number really quick so I can also tell you one other thing before I totally forget. But if I want to do 150, I need to get through another 76 today, before all of the tasks are gone, because I'm not the only person doing them, so once it's a first come first serve kind of thing, basically. But outside of all of that, I did not meet the word goal yesterday, and I obviously did not meet the makeup goal from the day before that. So if I want to make up for both days, I need to write 7,105 words today, which is the goal, but who knows if I'll get there. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to keep working on this for at least another 6 tasks, so that way I can even out at 80, and then I might work on Initiate the Boys for a little bit, and then switch back to this, and then I might work in gaming at some point too, so that way I'm standing up, and then I'm not sitting down the whole time. As you can see, I'm also at a different angle than normal. Rather than sitting in my chair, I'm sitting on the opposite side of the couch and facing the wall this way rather than that way where I normally face, just because I cannot handle being in my chair right now. It just hurts my back and my stomach too much. Working around that though. So I'm going to see what I can do, and I will give you guys an update at some point. Alrighty, it is 9:05 in the morning, and I don't know how, but things have really come together today, just out of nowhere. The books I have worked on, there have been some very good scenes that I am super proud of in all 3 books that I have worked on, and then of course I was doing that task thingy for the stuff and things count. But because of those scenes, I have written a ton of words today so far, and I will get to that in a second. But on JTS specifically, I've written 4,620 words since the last time you saw me, which is a little insane. I don't know how that happened, but I just went to check even this chapter that I just started before I moved out here. This chapter alone is currently 2,200-ish words, which I didn't realize. Totally blew my mind. There's just been some very, very good scenes and dialogue in the books that I've worked on today that I have absolutely loved. The characters that I've been working on today have really been talking, and that is great. I'm very, very happy with things today. But that brings my total for the day so far, with all 3 books that I've worked on and the stuff and things, to 8,843 words for the day, which brings me past the total that I needed to make up for the words that I missed yesterday and the day before. And it brings my total written so far this month to 40,097 words. Hooray! progress. So at this point, I am going to wash my face and brush my teeth and all that fun stuff, and then I'm going to go to sleep, or at least lay down. Hopefully I will have my face washed and my teeth brushed, and everything will be cool with the dogs before 9:30. Yesterday I still didn't manage to fall asleep until closer to 10:30, just because after I was done washing my face, I then had to deal with the dogs again, because sometimes they decide to go outside immediately right before I go to sleep, which is fun, even though they normally go outside like an hour before that. Normally depends on if a squirrel runs by their pen, and the one dog can sense it because he's really talented, I guess. But hopefully I'll be able to get to sleep at a good time, and I won't take forever to fall asleep, and then I'll wake up to my 2:30 alarm, and hopefully this time I will actually get to work. At that point, I would love to make it around to Man of Darkness before my mom gets home, because again, we're going to watch Nurse Jackie. We are officially on season 6. There are 7 seasons. Things are progressing here. But I have The Bludgeoning of Caitlin MacLeod, Books and Badges, and then Stuff and Things, and then Man of Darkness. So once I wake up, I'm going to eat in the assumption that I wake up 2:30, and work on those 2 books, work on Untitled Mystery probably, or if there are still tasks to complete, I will do some more of those for Stuff and Things count, and then I will move on to Man of Darkness and get several chapters edited there, since I have missed chapters the last several days. And then after that, if I don't get back to writing, that's fine, and if I do, great. We'll see either way. But that is all I have for this very moment. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for bed, and if everything goes well, I will see you guys at some point in the afternoon. If not, I'll see you at some time before midnight. Alrighty, it is 5:51 p.m. and I've been up since about 3:30-ish, but I did spend the first hour-ish of my day putting the dogs in and out and in and out and in and out. Oh my god. They cannot go outside at the same time. The big dog is an asshole, to say the least. So when the little one goes out first, he comes back in, she goes out, and then he goes back out as soon as she comes in. And then today, she also went back out after he came in, and then he had to go out again, and then I think she went out a 3rd time, which means that he also went out again. It was fun, but I finally got to writing about an hour ago at this point, and I added another 568 words to JTS. I finished the chapter that I was on this morning, which brings my total for the day on this book to over 5,000 words, which is insane for this book, but I am so happy about it. I'm going to mark down that my next chapter is chapter 19, and then I'm going to switch books, and the next book to work on is The Bludgeoning of Caitlin MacLeod, which is what I'm going to switch to here in a few. But again, planning on watching Nurse Jackie after my mom gets home. So I'm doing what I can to work through Caitlin MacLeod and Books and Badges relatively quickly, so that way I can still edit Man of Darkness. But because initially I wanted to finish Caitlin MacLeod before the end of the month, I actually might just work on that first, and then if I get to editing, I get to editing, and if not, that will be one of the first things that I do tomorrow morning. So, we'll see, but regardless, I will see you guys for another update soon.